Bonjour, hello. I am Jean Cristal, here to read a chapter from The Littlest Voyageur by Margie Preuss, with illustrations by Cheryl Pilgrim. I am reading with permission from the author and Holiday House Publishing. Pierre Petit Le Rouge, a red squirrel, has been traveling with a crew of voyageurs. They are generally not happy to have a squirrel in the canoe. And in this chapter, the berry picking is good on Lake Nipissing. Jean-Pierre wonders how he might make himself useful. How might I be useful? I wondered. I considered it while pacing along the gunwales, while aimlessly somersaulting around the canoe, while singing voyageur songs at the top of my lungs, and while absent-mindedly gnawing on a leather strap, I realized I had very good teeth. Twigs, bark, rope, leather, you name it, I could chew through it. And then, feeling a little rumble in my tummy, I had another thought. I was good at finding seeds, nuts, and berries. As soon as we made camp on Lake Nipissing, I went out and picked a lot of strawberries. When I got back to camp, what did I hear but, "Jean Gentil," Jean Méchant said, "we have discussed this and we have decided that the little red one will have to go." "But," I interrupted, "I have gone out and picked strawberries. Voila!" I proclaimed, holding out my paws full of, well, there had been strawberries in those paws. Perhaps all the berries had not made it back to camp. In fact, perhaps none of them had. It had been a lot of picking. I got very hungry doing all that work. "The squirrel has not earned a place in the canoe," said Jean-Jacques. "He cannot be a voyageur if he doesn't do anything a voyageur does," Jean-Henri put in. "Yes, he will have to go," said Jean-Claude. "I believe the best way for him to go is in a ragout," finished Jean-Louis. "A ragout?" I squeaked. "What is that?" The others did not hear me. They were snorting with laughter. Only Jean Gentil did not laugh. "A squirrel stew?" he said, and looked very, very sad. That night, curled up in Jean Gentil's pocket, I could not sleep. I heard the lonely wolves yip and wail. I heard the loons singing their sad songs to each other from lakes far apart. And I heard the crew discussing my fate. Jean-Louis would chase me. Jean-Claude would grab me. Jean Méchant would chop off, me, my head. They discussed how to divvy up my estate. My fur coat would go to Jean Méchant to line his moccasins. My meat would go to Jean-Louis for stew. My bones would go to Jean-Luc for sewing needles, and my sinews to Jean-Jacques for guitar strings. Alas, I was not long for this world. Perhaps I should run away it would be a hard, sad, and lonely life for me. I had only ever wanted to be a voyageur. But what is a voyageur without paddling mates? What is a voyageur without a canoe? How I would miss the feel of the wind in my fur. No longer would I see the bright rings the jumping fish made, or hear the slap of the beaver's tail. At least not from the bow of a voyageur canoe. Still, I could not ask my friend to protect me any longer. I pondered all of this until we reached the French River, where I made up my mind. I would run away